I was on mute. But greetings, everybody. How is everyone doing? Just a second. Of course, always getting everything set up. Get this thing popping. Okay. Tonight we are going to be talking about love. Hi. I like blue. Welcome. Okay, while I get some things pulled up, and we wait for a couple of people to trickle in, I will go ahead and introduce myself for those of you who are not familiar with me. My name is Manze Lavelle Venus. I'm also known as Priestess Leilani Kayan. A lot of you know me as Priestess Leilani Kayan. As always, we are the same person. Tonight we're going to be addressing the 5 love languages. Oh, thank you. But tonight we're going to be addressing the 5 love languages, and I'll tell you guys briefly a little bit about some of the things that I have coming up here in just a moment. Okay, there we go. I just invited a few more people. So some of the things that I have coming up are going to be like, obviously, like I'm still doing readings over at the Voodoo Institute. I have some wonderful, really powerful ancestral life path readings that you can do. Also, just readings in general. If you're needing to know about career, finances, situations, feel free to go ahead and book those readings with me. I also have started a mentorship program with my godmother, Priestess Peach Blossom, and it is for advanced chakra alignment and intuition development. So if you are like interested in building your intuition or connecting to your intuition and learning how to connect with your Ori, definitely want to take a look at joining that mentorship program. That starts December the 15th, and the link is already circulating. I'll make sure that I have someone drop it in the comments before tonight is over. But please, definitely, if you're thinking about, working on your chakras or learning how to be in alignment, definitely want to take a look at our mentorship. Okay. Welcome, Priestess. Oh, okay. Thank you. Let me post that comment. Yeah. My readings are pretty good, you guys know. I hate to toot my own horn, but definitely get down on the readings. Spare with me just a few minutes here, you guys. You all unfortunately won't see me for a little, just a little. Tomorrow I will be flying out to Atlanta with my lovely godmother, Priestess Peach Blossom, for the very first ever Hoodoo Queen initiation. So if you are in the A, definitely make sure you hit me up. Welcome. Okay. Just going to allow for a few more people. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Welcome, Ned. Congratulations on your initiation. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, we're going to give a few more minutes here and let people get in, and then we are going to talk about the 5 languages of love, okay? And I know like a lot of you are wondering like why we're talking about this, but because, in African traditional spirituality, it's important for us to have good relationships too. These are also topics and things that you can do work on as well to improve your relationship. So yes, that's why we're talking about it. Okay. So drop the link one more place. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. because I do have another class to attend after here. So we'll go ahead and get this thing popping. Okay, so once again, I am Manze LaBelle Venus, and tonight we're going to be discussing the 5 languages of love, y'all, and how that can improve your relationships, or how you can use these to kind of like connect better, not only romantically with like a partner, but with everybody in all of your relationships, okay? This is really so that we all, or you all, can gain like a deeper understanding of these different types of love languages and how they can like impact your life and your relationships. Okay. Also, if anything, tonight resonates with you, or if this is hitting home, feel free to leave love offerings. I put my Cash App information in the banner below. So if you are interested in leaving a love offering, feel free to do so. Okay. So right away, one of the benefits of like knowing your love language is because like it enhances appreciation. It enhances appreciation for your partner. Once you kind of like know your partner's love language, it will become, I'll say, more apparent to you how they use it to like show their love to you, right? For example, like if your partner's love language is physical touch, you will understand that they are showing their highest form of love to you when they extend that affection to you. Okay. This is one of the ways that they show love. One of the things that comes to mind for me is kind of like that stereotypical role where like, I don't know if anyone in here has seen Desperate Housewives. I used to love Desperate Housewives. That was my show. But there was like this couple in the show, Gabby and Carlos. Gabby was always unhappy. There were obviously other problems because she used to cheat on her husband all the time. So, hey, I'm not saying do that. I'm not encouraging anyone to do that. But Gabby was like really unhappy in her marriage a lot of the times. And one thing that I observed is because they just couldn't quite understand each other's love languages. Or even if, her husband Carlos did understand her love language, he wasn't like really willing to kind of meet her halfway on it. In a sense, like on the show, Carlos was always busy. He was always somebody who was always at work. He was always providing for her and making sure that she had like literally the finest things that were available at the time. But with her, she was just like never satisfied. She was like a quality time love language type person. She was like, yes, these gifts are nice. I do enjoy them, but I want your quality time. And that was just something he wouldn't provide her and couldn't provide her. So that's like a primary example of, I feel like, a disconnect when it comes to people's like love language. And I'll also go a little bit deeper into that later in our talk tonight, you guys. But that's like that's the very first thing that comes into my mind where I see like poor love language. Okay. And when I say that it enhances appreciation, I feel like it will also help you recognize, even if it's not your preferred love language, but it'll also help you recognize that, hey, this person is here for me. This person loves me. And it will also help you accept love as well. So that is one very large benefit of knowing your love language. Of course, naturally, if you know your love language, it also helps you increase connection with your partner. And I know right now I'm only speaking about partners or romantic relationships, but you guys, this can also apply for a relationship with self, and then like your relationship with your family or your friends or your kids as well. So try not to limit it just to that, even though that's what I'm talking about right now. When I say that it helps you like increase your connection to your partner, by that I mean it helps you have a better understanding of each other. If you are trying to, and it goes back to the previous example that I said, but if you are trying to express a love language to your partner that they don't understand or they don't relate to, they may not pick up on that. They may not pick up on that. I see that a lot of times with sometimes like even with friendships. Like let's take a look at friendships, for example. Some people might say, well, hey, you're not being a good friend. And then you're like, well, how am I not being a good friend? I'm there for you when when you do this. I'm there for you when you need me. And in your head and in your life, you're being a good friend. But what this person is talking about is I need gifts. And sometimes I know that sounds very, very shallow, but I'll also discuss that tonight too, in a sense. But that's some people's love language. Some people need like a physical token or something, tangible to show them. It's like a visual reminder of love for them. So sometimes people need those types of things to remind them that they are loved too. But that's also another benefit is also increasing the connection between the two. And then also I think we could kind of see like where this is going already, everyone, is that knowing your partner's love language and being in tune with that can also like help you avoid problems in your relationship. Okay. Once you get in the habit of, yeah, see, definitely. She wants you to bring her a snack. That's funny. Hey, it's real out here. If you watch my lives, I talk about tacos a lot. I have a love relationship with tacos. Honestly, I'm gonna just be honest with you. But yeah, there are some people who are like that. One of the ways that knowing your partner's love language is going to help you have a more successful relationship is it will help with you all feeling misunderstood, essentially. Just like that example I gave where, yeah, and like she just said here is that, your friend needs a snack. It's important to know that when you're actually in a relationship with somebody is what they need and what they like. It's not necessary for you all to speak the same love language. Like me and my husband have two different love languages and we get along just fine. The key is understanding your partner's love language and using that to communicate with them. Also, you don't have to like limit, like I said, this to your intimate relationship. Learning the love language of your close friends, your children, and other important relationships will help enhance the connection that you share with all of your loved ones as well. So, like I said, it's not just limited to a intimate relationship. Hold on, you guys. Okay, my bad. My phone is going off. Also, as I was mentioning earlier, you can apply this information to your relationship with yourself as well. It's important to know this information for yourself too, so that you can also communicate that to others. But it's also just in general, you hear me talk about self-love and self-care a lot, but it's also really good to know that information for yourself so that you can also adequately care for yourself as well. Okay. Thank you for dropping these pink flowers. Gas me up. Give me some energy tonight because I am tired. This week has been very, very busy preparing to get down to Atlanta. But that's okay. I will be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed tomorrow. Okay. Also, I want to bring up before we start to go a little bit deeper into tonight's talk about like what the 5 love languages are. There are there's a lot of books and there's like a ton of information about the 5 love languages. So this information that I'm giving you all tonight is not completely like exhaustive. There's going to be so many resources, so many books that you could pull. There's so much work from known psychologists about the 5 languages of love, but these are going to be like the primary ones, and I'm just going to give you like an overview of them. But the very first the very first love language is words of affirmation, which is one that I really love. The second one is also quality time, getting that QT in. Also receiving gifts. That's the one I was telling you about. Like people, need a gift. Like she said here that their friend needs a snack. There's also like acts of service. And then there's also physical touch, which is the one that we all know about. That's like physically embracing someone. But we have our words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, and then acts of service. And then we have physical touch. Okay. So those are the 5 love languages. This one, like I said, is one of my personal favorites. This is words of affirmation. Like I actually love to use affirmations. I love to encourage other people. I love to speak life into people and life into their situations. I love even coming up with my own affirmations as well. So this one is this is one of my favorite love languages. Okay. Mark Twain once said that he could live off of a good compliment for 2 months. And I think that we already know, like the power of words or the effect that words can have on people. But I just thought that was really funny. Like he said that he could live on a good compliment for 2 months. So that just goes to show like the impact that those words have on certain people. It might sound, minuscule or vain to some, but, words are powerful. This goes back to one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible. This is Proverbs 18:21. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and those that love it shall eat its fruit. And right there, that just talks about the power of words and how the words can affect your life, right? So words of affirmation, sometimes that's just as simple as complimenting someone. Just so they feel good, or genuine words. This is something that can be encouraging. As the old folks say, and I know y'all hear me quote my grandma a lot, but they used to say, whispering sweet nothings in your partner's ear. That is an act of affirmation right there. Verbal compliments, of course, are going to be number 1. Just showing appreciation and affirming whatever they're doing, saying, I love you, I appreciate you, I need you. To some people, those things just mean the world to them. I think that there's obviously even evidence that backs. Let me bring up the plants again. Yeah, that is a really good example. I don't know if I brought this up previously, and maybe in another video, but you see the difference in how a plant can grow when you speak positively to that plant and you treat it with love versus the plant that you neglect and you speak bad to. Or there's experiments, you can find them on YouTube, Google it. But it's actually scientifically based that if you treat a kid a certain way and you speak these things to them, then they may grow up healthier, smarter, and stronger because they're being nurtured with the right words and also, environment. But that goes the same thing with plants too. They have evidence-backed experiments that if you're speaking negatively or you're cussing at this plant and stuff, it tends to stifle its growth. It doesn't last as long. So words of affirmation, even though they are just words, is going to be a powerful love language for sure. It's definitely something to think about. Me, like I just said, I love affirmations. So you can also speak affirmations to yourself. It's one of the big parts of healing yourself as well as using affirmations. I like to craft and create my own affirmations for chakra alignment. And I like to help other people do that as well, like creating your own affirmations specific to your needs. And that's a powerful way to heal yourself. So just remember, words are so important. When you're thinking of words of affirmation, keep in mind that love is kind. So try to use kind words. Okay. And this is going to, welcome. It's an honor. Welcome, Hunsi Soleil. But yeah, so just keep in mind that love is kind. Love is kind. Love is long suffering. So when you are giving people affirmations, try to use kind words to them, much like, you would use kind words with your children. Use humble words. Try your very best, especially in your relationship, to make requests and not demands. That is a part of words of affirmation, is just having a way with your words. having a way with your words can greatly improve all of your relationships, honestly. Um, I believe it was a psychologist. His name is William. Did I write it down? It's his name is William James. Yes, his name is William James, and he said that one of the deepest forms of human needs is the need to feel appreciated. Okay, so don't shoot me on that one. I'm just the messenger. One of the deepest human needs is to feel appreciated, and sometimes it feels good when people, verbally show you that they appreciate you. Okay, if you do have someone that you're with, you guys, and this is their love language, try complimenting them. Just try to find their strengths and compliment them. Compliment them in front of others. That is another good way to express this particular type of love language. And then also that just goes back to affirming that this person is appreciated. And that also goes, when you're creating affirmations for yourself and when you're speaking life into yourself, speak those loving, kind words. And just outside of this being like a great way to help increase the love and communication in your relationship, this is also going to be something that keeps your vibrations high. It definitely does improve the mood, For me, y'all always hear me talk about Megan Thee Stallion. Whatever, I love her. So I use a lot of her music. Megan Thee Stallion, she's good for that sacral energy. She is good when it's time to create, and for the solar energy. If you want that extra boost of confidence, or if you just needing like good energy that day, Megan Thee Stallion. Highly recommend it, okay? So moving on, the very next love language is going to be quality time. I'm a big quality timer. I love to spend time with my husband, and I love to spend time with my friends and my loved ones. So I'm all for quality time. And this really, it doesn't have to be anything like extremely elaborate. It's just your time. It's just spending time together. You know how people say they love long walks on the beach. That's even if it's just a walk or something like that, that's giving your quality time to a person or to a relationship. But I do think that you get extra brownie points, obviously, for doing something that you both enjoy, but it doesn't really have to be elaborate. When I think about quality time, I feel like this love language, it also requires us to listen. But this also requires us to listen, to hear the person, not just to respond, if that makes sense. You need to listen to your partner, to hear them, not just to simply respond to what they are saying. You know what I mean? So listen to hear. Quality time also is going to challenge you in this particular love language to have focused attention. And this, like I said, it doesn't always just like apply to your partner, but this is also going to apply to children as well. They, if you have kids, I don't have any kids. I have nieces and nephews, but that they want your attention. They will literally keep calling you until they get your attention. So quality time sometimes does require like your focused attention. For some people, it honestly, it isn't just enough to be in the same room with you. They want you paying attention to them as well. And I think that that's also an important thing to consider, especially like in the relationships that you hold dear. I don't know. Have you guys ever been talking to somebody and you can tell they're not paying attention? That is so frustrating. It's like you can tell that they're not they're not paying attention to you. They're not taking in what you're saying, and it's very annoying. Like me personally, I'm the kind of person, I'll just stop talking to you if you obviously, like if you can't pay attention, so don't be that person. don't be that person. You know, if you are in a relationship with a quality time person, you definitely want to make sure that you are paying attention to them when they're talking to you, because it can be a trigger for a lot of people, and it can kind of set them off a little bit. So yes, quality time, quality time. Whenever we were talking about like the words of affirmation, you all, like words of affirmation, it's more so of like a focus on like what we're saying. Quality conversation focuses on what we are hearing as well. A part of quality time is having quality conversation, because this also requires us paying attention, and it shows that we're actively, you know, paying attention to what the other person is talking about as well. So whenever you're trying to integrate these into your relationship, think about that. When I get to the end here, I'm going to drop a link. And like I said, this information is everywhere, you guys. Everywhere. Because it's been researched so much, and there's like so many authors and stuff. But there's like a website where you can go find your own love language. Actually, let me see if I can find it right now. If I can find it right now, I'll just share it now, because your girl will forget. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is just one of the places where you can go find your love language. You can take this very brief quiz, and it'll tell you a little bit about yourself and what you like. I also have, this is just one, like I said, because there's like so many resources, but this is one of my favorite books. And the quiz the quiz that I dropped in the link there, in the chat there, it coincides with this book right here. It goes right along with this book. This guy, he's a counselor. He's also like an author and a public speaker for relationships as well. But yeah, this one is a good read. As you can see, you know, I have my notes all up and through there. But yes, check this one out. The author's name is Gary Chapman. Okay. And this was purchased on Amazon. But I digress. Sorry. Y'all know I get off task sometimes. But, with this love language, if you have somebody with this particular love language, also try to make eye contact with them when they're speaking. That's also important. I know that some of these things may seem relatively small, but it can make the world of difference for a lot of people. These particular love languages that we're discussing like so far, they don't cost any money. They don't cost anything other than your effort. And to a lot of people, your effort and your time is everything. So yes, try, like if you have somebody with this love language, try to make eye contact with them. Try not to cut them off. When they talk, just listen to their feelings. You also have to learn to respond. A lot of people sometimes, like, I don't know if you guys have friends or people who you have to like say something, like, are you going to say something? That is also, you know, to some people that may be a trigger as well, and that can escalate a situation, is when you're not responding to what in my old career we used to call verbal cues or verbal commands from a person. If you're not responding to those verbal cues and giving the appropriate reaction or statement, that can elevate things in your relationship sometimes. I guarantee you the worst thing that you could do in the middle of an argument is to not be listening or to not say something. It's a lot of people, some people that's really going to piss off and just take it even further. So make sure that you're responding if you have somebody with the quality time love type as well, okay? Last but not least, for the quality time, as I briefly mentioned earlier, quality activities. Like I said, it doesn't always have to be lavish. But for example, I'm the kind of person that I like to go shopping for spiritual supplies and stuff like that. Like I love to go find little areas to do spiritual work in. And the fact that my husband knows that about me and he acts on that, that's an act of love right there. That's a way of him showing his love and his admiration for him, because it's like a customized thing that doesn't really cost a lot. It's just me getting to do something that I love. So when I say, welcome everybody, welcome to everyone who has joined so far. If you're just now joining, we're talking about the love languages. The first love language that I went over was like words of affirmation. And now we're talking about quality time. So a lot of us, I'll say this, when it comes to quality time, a lot of us are busy anyways in our life, and we have a lot to do. So when we do have time for stuff like this, it's important to use it wisely. So let's do something that we love, something that our partner loves to do, okay? Now, this is the part I feel like that gets a lot of grief. So don't come for me, okay? Don't judge me, judge the author. No, but it's really not. It's really not like a bad love language, or it's just, this is the way that some people view love, and that's okay. This one is receiving gifts. We all love gifts, to be honest. This is just the act of receiving something. Some people need Christmas year round. Like I mentioned earlier, this is for some a visual form of love, and that is more important to some people. This is a tangible something that you can put into your hand that says, hey, I love you. This is, for some people, a physical reminder of love. Someone like me, I'm not too, yes, thank you for my new tarot deck, but it's not like, it's not make it or break it. But for a lot of people, it is, and that is okay. That you just have to realize that. And if you have a partner who is somebody who enjoys receiving gifts, keep that in mind. Try to look at these gifts, especially if this is your relationship. Try to look at this as an investment in your relationship, an investment into the person that you love. So also, and when I say gifts, sometimes the gift of self is something that speaks more loudly than any gift that you can have in your hand at the time. If you have somebody, or if you are someone, and physical presence is important to you, I would definitely encourage that you verbalize that to your partner. You definitely, yeah, I definitely agree. Like, the gifts don't always have to be extravagant. It just has to be something that is meaningful. So that's what I have to, and that's why I say that this love language sometimes does get a lot of grief. People are like, oh, they just want something. No, it can literally be something small as well. And I think that that's something that we're also going to see come across when we start talking about acts of service as well. But when it comes to receiving gifts, if this is your partner, find out what it is that they like. Listen to them. See what it is that they like. If they're, and if money is tight, if money is an object for you, try to find the value in the things that they are interested in. So for me, I love Grey's Anatomy. I love Grey's Anatomy. They always killing off my favorite characters on there. I had to stop watching for a while because they made me kind of mad. But so for example, I love Grey's Anatomy, right? And a nice gift for me is you recording Grey's Anatomy while I'm working so I can watch it. It could just be something as simple as that. The small things do matter too. Make them something. My husband, and I bring him up a lot because I know him so well, he likes peach cobbler. So I make him peach cobbler all the time. He likes, just those types of things, which is just a small way of me showing my appreciation. Those are also things that you can think, like if it's a sandwich, a cake, or whatever. Me, a taco. Make me a taco. Take me to get some tacos and let me watch Grey's Anatomy. Let me do my witchy woo-woo stuff, all those things go into these love languages. Thank you all. Keep dropping the pink flower emoji. I appreciate you all. I definitely need the energy. Also, so after we're looking at like the receiving gifts, our next love language that we're looking at is going to be acts of service. And acts of service, I think a lot of you all are going to feel me on this one. I think a lot of you all are going to feel me on the acts of service. I think that this is a wonderful love language. What a wonderful way to show your love and gratitude, not only to your partner, but to your friends and stuff. Sometimes, my sister may need somebody to watch her kids, and I see that she's having a tough time at work and stuff. So, hey, let me watch these kids for you. That's an act of service. That's me being of service to someone in a way that is going to help them or show my gratitude and affection. And this also goes for like your partner as well. Doing things that your loved one would like for you to do. And I always say oftentimes without asking, because I mean, yes, we obviously don't take that the wrong way. We definitely are adults and we do want to always communicate our feelings. We speak up for what we want, but it's also nice, that you have somebody who knows what you like and they can just do it for you without you even having to ask. And that is just cooking for you, cleaning for you. If you are someone who does have children, it is so nice to have a partner that does change the kids' diaper, picks up groceries and stuff, and handling those things just so they don't have to, or just to take it off of their plate, or just to show them that you appreciate them. Especially like a lot of women just really appreciate that. That means the world to a lot of people. I know my godmother, Priestess Peach Blossom, she's an acts of service type person. She loves when people take care of things for her. That's her love language. That's a part of her love language. These things, the reason why I feel like acts of service is so important is because, these are the types of things that take planning, they take time, they take effort, and they take energy. And so to a lot of people, these acts of service are genuine and sincere, and meaningful. Like I said, my husband, he excels in this area right here. A lot of people that means a lot. And so some of those things may cost money. Like I feel like groceries, obviously, but doing these types of things, a lot of these don't cost money. A lot of you, like an act of service is just you being of service. How can I help? How can I help? And that's it. A lot of people consider this you being there for them. Obviously, this doesn't make you a doormat or anything like that. This is not you doing everything for your partner, but this is just you supporting your loved one in a healthy and productive way, which I encourage you all to do for each other. I definitely encourage all of you to do it. Also, it like something that I want to mention too, like if you're a person and you don't really feel like doing it, you can pay somebody to do it too. Like if you can, like if you want to pay for a nanny, or you want to pay someone to come clean the house for your spouse or partner once a month, you can do that too. That's also a nice way, because look, baby, I'm tired and I'm busy. So those are wonderful ways. That's a wonderful act of service to help out. So definitely keep that in mind. Okay. So we're getting down kind of to the end. I'll go ahead and retouch what we've covered so far as the love languages, or the languages of love. But we have our words of affirmation. We have quality time, receiving gifts, and we have just also covered active service. Okay. Active service, acts of service. The very last one that I want to talk about is the one that we all know, which is physical touch. Give me that feeling. I'm just it's not necessarily just that, but we all know the power of touch as well. This can also go for basically, like, the act of touch can make or break a relationship. And you will see why I say that here shortly. But numerous research projects have pointed out that babies that are held, cuddled, kissed, develop a healthier emotional life than those who are left for a long time without touch. Okay. Holding hands, kissing, embracing, and sexual intercourse are all ways of communicating one's emotional love to your partner. Okay. So just have you ever just had a hug and that hug makes you feel better? Whenever we are in agony or in grief, I know my family is from the South, and then when we see each other, one of the first things we do is hug each other. Hey, it is so nice to see you. It is so good to see you. Or when someone is grieving, we hug them. We tell them, hey, I am so sorry for your loss. Hugs can also be considered an exchange of energy. You know what I'm saying? So physical touch. Just physical touch is awesome. I mean, I don't really feel like I have to go too deep into it, but the body is for touching. Just like I said, instinctively, like during times of crisis and stuff, we hug each other. When my nieces and my nephews, when they start crying and stuff, I pick them up and I try to soothe them, much like a lot of people do with their kids too. So that is literally the power of touch. The power of touch or physical touch is also going to be something that, obviously makes your relationship a little bit more steamy too. When you can find out what your partner likes and do that for them, you won't even have to light no candle for that. If you catch my drift, you don't even have to light no candles, do no love work. Just figure out what they like. Sometimes that stuff doesn't even require spiritual work. You just do, operate in that person's love language and watch how things improve. And this means, holding hands, cuddling, foot massages, all of that is going to help improve your relationship. So definitely take the quiz. For those of you who came in a little bit late in the lecture about the 5 love languages, which I love to talk about, I'm going to show my book again here. But for those of you who all came in late, I did drop a link to a quiz that you can take to tell you a little bit about your love language. It's higher up in the chat there. Also, like I said, there's lots of resources for you to find this type of information. This is just my take on the 5 love languages. So like I said, this information is not exhaustive, but this book also, this is also kind of somewhat like of a workbook. If you are someone, since this guy is a counselor, this particular book is for someone who is struggling in a relationship too. But I feel like it's a really great tool as a healthy, self-aware person to know these things about yourself. I really love to read not only, like my spiritual stuff. Of course, I love to study the occult knowledge, but I also really love self-help and psychology books and stuff like that. So this one is still really good. It literally has sections in here where you can physically write in the book. It can help you create an action plan to put these types of things in place for your relationship. And as I said, sometimes you don't even need to light a candle. Sometimes everything does not require spiritual work. Sometimes it just comes from us having an understanding of ourselves and of our partner, and just the willingness to try something other than what we typically do. Okay. So I'm sorry, you guys. I know I talk fast. I'm sorry. I know I talk really fast. But like I said, I do have another class here shortly. But key things for you all to remember is basically use this information to improve your relationships. People act differently when they are full of love. Now, I'm not saying that this is just going to fix everything, but it is going to improve it. It is going to improve. If you can apply these techniques or these love languages, it is going to improve your relationship with your partner or a romantic relationship. This is going to improve your relationship with your friends as well. And That's it. Now go be full of love. Go be full of love. Go be full of love. Go spread love. Get in the vibration for love so that you can attract love and people who love you into your life as well. Okay. Um, I also want to, of course, plug here at the end of my lecture. I want to thank you all, first of all, everybody, for coming in tonight. I really appreciate you all because I know that you could be doing anything else. But I will say, of course, check out my readings at the Voodoo Institute. If you enjoyed this lecture, don't hesitate to leave me a Cash App donation or PayPal, which is running across there in the banner. And also, something that I have coming up, and this is just because I have a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people asking about protection. How do you protect yourself spiritually? I am going to be having a class in November, at the beginning of November, which I'll be releasing the information for here shortly. If you are concerned about how to protect yourself, protect your home, protect your belongings spiritually when doing work, or just protect yourselves from people's attacks or advances, spiritual warfare, please make sure that you attend my class. I'm going to be doing a protection class coming up in November. So this class is really going to be for those who are like me. We stay ready so that we don't have to get ready. Okay, this is like preventative magic, preventative spell work to help you protect your home. Also, for those of you, I did mention earlier, I am going to be having, well, I do have now a mentorship program with my godmother, Priestess Peach Blossom, on chakra alignment and intuition development. So if you are someone who is interested in connecting to your Ori or tapping into your ancestral wisdom, this program is going to be great for you to learn how to, first of all, diagnose imperfections in your chakras and also heal them. But it's also going to help you grow your intuition as well. So I'm super excited about those projects coming up, and I hope to see all of you there as well. But yes, I'm going to get off of here tonight, you guys. And thank you so much for joining. Try to have a good night.